Yes, hello everyone and welcome to all our West Australian football fans to another edition of Around the WAFL, the official podcast of the West Australian Football League, hot off the heels of another exciting round of football. Round 9 is in the books and we're here to review it all for you here today. You're live on the BackChat YouTube channel or wherever you get your podcast. We also have socials in operation on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram. Give us a big thumbs up, we really do appreciate it. Paul Persick with you, and joining me once again is Taylor Cowper. TC, welcome along mate.
Hello, big week of footy, wasn't it?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
So many thrillers as well.
Looking forward to going through it all. Lots to talk about.
Absolutely, especially now when you've got 7 teams that can make the 5 in already what is an open season. WAFL again at its highest competitive standard once again.
Well, you look at it, I reckon 8th through to 1st, any of those teams could be in the top 5 at the end of the season, which makes the back end of this WAFL season a really exciting prospect. Don't think the Perth Footy Club will be there, and definitely not West Coast Eagles. Actually, I heard an interview yesterday with the CEO of the Football Commission talking about whether the Eagles are going to actually field a team for the second half of the year. I think they will, but
yeah.
Perth and West Coast, they've got no chance. But from South Fremantle right through to Claremont at the moment, anyone can be there.
Second half is going to be an absolute ripper of the second half of the season, make no mistake about that. And for all you viewers out there that are keen to get some WAFL action on this weekend, round 10, you can watch all the games live, free and in full on the AFL app. This is Around the WAFL, Paul Persick and Taylor Cowper. One of those clubs that has made a statement within the 5 with 2 very good wins has been East Perth. They're currently in 4th on the ladder, and one of their stars has been a real key contributor. He's been in red-hot form over the last month, and he's good enough to join us. Tom North from the East Perth Football Club. Tommy, welcome to Around the WAFL.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for having me.
Great to have you on the show. Another great win from your boys against East Fremantle. Your form individually as well. You must be very pleased over your last month of footy.
Yeah, it's been good. We've obviously had a couple really good wins against some quality sides, West Perth and East Freo last week, who were looking like a real strong side. So happy to get a couple good wins, and
Now, Tom,
happy to do my part.
So I think just move your head a little bit to the right there, Tommy. Obviously, you were outside the top 5 at the start of the season, the start of the last round. Now sitting 4th, was there any more motivation heading into this game against East Fremantle? You mentioned that they were obviously a team that is going to be there towards the end of the season at the top end of the ladder. Does that give you guys a little bit motivation heading into this game, knowing you've got to perform against a quality side?
Yeah, it always does. We treat every game the same, that we want to go out there and play the way we want to play, and we think that our best is good enough to beat anyone. So we prepare the same, but obviously there's a little bit extra in it when you're playing against a quality side like East Freo and obviously South Freo this week too.
What about Ross McQueen as a coach? He's really gotten the best out of a lot of your players, not just yourself, but also what is an AFL calibre midfield. Schumacher, Crowden, Scott, Brayshaw, amongst others. How do you rate Rossi as a coach?
Yeah, he's been great so far. Obviously, it's his first year as a senior coach, and he's really stepped into that role really well. And obviously, he wants us to play to our strengths, but also to our system. And he's got a really good balance going along, and obviously a really good support crew with the assistant coaches as well.
South Fremantle on Sunday, Tom. I've just noticed on the fixtures here that it's a Channel 7 game. Do you get a haircut before a televised game?
I don't know if you've noticed, but I haven't had a haircut for a while. The long hairs. I don't know what to do with it at the moment, but no, I don't normally. I probably should have a shave though.
It is a bit of a danger game, this one. We all know the problems that South Fremantle had at the start of the season. They're starting to hum along a little bit though. They're obviously not inside the top 5 at the moment, but they're really starting to push. Could this be a bit of a danger game for the Royals?
I think anyone who plays South Freo knows what a quality side they are. They're a very restrictive side. Try not to let you score as much, and we obviously played them earlier in the year and they did exactly that to us, so we're not going in there any more confident or negatively, so we're just going to play our system and hopefully we'll come out on top.
You were briefly
Sorry.
Tommy, you were briefly on the Dockers list as well a few years ago. Do you have that desire to be in the AFL system once again?
Not so much. I think just enjoying my footy at the moment. I went back obviously to play at VFL and maybe had the dream to get back into it. But a big part of coming over to East Perth was to play with a self-aligned club and with some friends and really try win a flag and enjoy my footy. So if it happens, obviously I'm not going to say no, but yeah, just enjoying the footy.
Well, mate, good luck with the rest of the season. Obviously, a big game against the Bulldogs this Sunday afternoon down there at Fremantle Oval on Channel 7 as well. So if you can't get down there, make sure you're watching it along at home for all of our viewers out there. But good luck with it this Sunday against the Doggies.
Thank you very much. No, hopefully it'll be a good one.
Thanks, Tom.
Mate,
Tommy North.
So he obviously wanted to come and play with Scott Jones, who was a bit of a mate of his. I was reading about the other day when we lined up Tom as a guest on the show. But he has been really, really good for East Perth. And I watched their game, the last quarter of their game, through the AFL app on Sunday afternoon. And they got a lot of hard bodies in that midfield. And they almost bullied East Fremantle in a way.
They did. It's an AFL calibre midfield with the players that they've got and how much impact they make. I mean, you could look at this. Schumacher, Crowden. We mentioned Scott Jones, who we're wishing him all the best, by the way.
Yeah.
Of course, breaking his leg in the first minute of the game. And we're hearing that it is curtains for him in season 2023. So all the best, Jonesy, in your recovery. But you also have the likes of Brayshaw, who saw a lot of the ball as well. But also up forward, Shane Hilly, again, impacting the scoreboard with 2 goals. Their side has just got quality written all over at the present time, and Ross McQueen as a coach is starting to get so much more out of his players than what other coaches in the past few years would have got out of that East Perth side.
Yeah, so plenty to talk about. I know we've got other games to review, but yeah, let's get into it, eh?
Let's go. Of course, this is Around the WAFL, the official podcast of the West Australian Football League. Paul Persick and Taylor Cowper. And the first game of Round 9 TC on the Saturday morning. No surprise about the results. Subiaco handing the West Coast Eagles another triple-digit trouncing over there at Mineral Resources Park. The Lions' depth, once again, very good, but there's, again, been a lot of talk about West Coast, and I want to put you in the hot seat. Rob Wiley, the current Eagles coach,
Yep.
Would he be under the pump, and would his job be on the line come the end of the season?
Come the end of the season, I think every coach that finishes not in the top 5 in the WAFL probably is questioning whether they're going to run around again. Rob Wiley, he's obviously a legend of football in Australia. It's a tough position he's in, isn't it? And we talk about the Eagles ad nauseum on this show, but I don't really want to spend too much time on them. Is he worried about it? I don't think he is really fussed either way, because it's a tough position to be in when your AFL list has got so many injuries at the moment. That's got to feed down to your WAFL side. And like I said, I heard an interview on another radio station the other day with the CEO of the Football Commission, and he just said, look at it, it's just a tough position to be in. The Eagles have got opportunities to get players from other sides as well that can come in. So
and
I remember,
in the PFL as well.
Yeah,
the
so they've got opportunities there. They can get some young players in to give them a bit of a crack. So, yeah, Rob, it's just a hard job, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a huge challenge to be a coach at that Eagles side, especially when you've got so many players out, like you said, but also players that are trying to gel. That gelling process is very, very daunting at the moment for the West Coast Eagles, considering the number of outs that they have got. But on the other side of the coin, don't take anything away from Subiaco. They were dominant from the outset.
Was it 46 hit? So he's averaging over 40 hit outs a game.
Zach Clark. 46 he got on Saturday. If he's not polling top votes in the Sandover medal, then I don't know what will take for him to poll top votes. He's just been outstanding.
Where's he polling in our kind of scenario?
Well, he's been polling quite well.
Yeah.
He's been polling quite well. Very consistent.
Because you can't say they've got to be doing it good in the Sandover. They're not doing well in our top 5 players.
That's fair.
So just putting words in your mouth there. We might see how that goes. But no, he's been fantastic. They were just pure class. 25 goals, 16 behinds, 166 to defeat Claremont at Mineral Resources. Just a really great performance. Someone mentioned the other day that the Eagles are like witches' cones at the moment.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, no, good job, Subiaco. They just keep rolling in. I don't think we need to spend too much time on the rest of this game, do we?
No, I don't think so. But again, Subiaco dominant and in the top 2 at the present time with a healthy percentage boost. But then the big one on Saturday, the second game, top spot up for grabs, and it lived up to the billing over there at River Fitness Stadium. I was on the call with Dan Hobley for this one. 6 minutes to go. Claremont looked dead and buried, 3 goals down. And what happened? Claremont just went bang, bang, bang. Third time in the year they've come from behind and won.
I was going to say, if you're a Claremont fan and you are down any point in the fourth quarter, you'd be feeling very comfortable, wouldn't you, that you're going to get across the line?
Given that they've done it twice already.
Yeah, to get a 2-point win against a really in-form side in Peel is great, especially at home. The thing with Peel, though, it's now they've lost a couple of really close ones as well. So we obviously saw them lose to Subiaco a couple of weeks ago.
By 6.
Yeah, so really tough for them. So they're going to look to bounce back this weekend. They've got to get a win
They do.
Yeah, so
Claremont have got the bye as well, by the
Yeah.
way, along with West Coast. So they'll go into the week's rest fresh with confidence.
So hopefully from Peel, with the Dockers alignment, they can just come back and bounce in. This weekend they've got, just trying to get it up.
They've got Perth.
They've got Perth this weekend in Peel. No, they don't. They have it at Mineral Resources.
Park.
Yeah, really winnable game, obviously, for them. So hopefully they can bounce back, Peel.
I thought the real star of that game for Claremont was Taylor DeLacy again. I mean, I called his game a couple of weeks ago against Swan Districts. His final quarter alone, outstanding. What he did as well against Peel Thunder, 2 quick goals, was elusive as ever in that forward 50. Watch out for DeLacy in the future. If I was an opposition defender, I'd got to be keeping my eyes on Talon DeLacy. I'd even had 2 eyes at the back of my head just to make sure his impact is contained. DeLacy is a big key forward, but also Jai Bolton, again, in prime form, 36 possessions and 5 marks, and just showing why he has stepped up a gear in the absence of Bailey Rogers.
And Oliver Eastland,
yes.
He did really well as well, 37 hit-outs for him. The thing that we're talking about, especially with Buller getting drafted to the Sydney Swans, we thought they were going to struggle up forward. Obviously hasn't really converted. 9 goals, you'd probably want to get a little bit more out of them, but the rest of the team's just really stood up. So if you're a Claremont fan, you'd be pretty happy heading into the bye, I reckon.
They'd be smiling, grinning from ear to ear, as they say. They're on top of the ladder, and they deserve to be. East Perth, they also deserve to be in the 5. The third game of the weekend, Sunday at Leederville Oval. They wrapped it up in the last quarter, 6 goals to 2, and they put East Fremantle to the sword by 38 points.
Don't really want to talk too much on this. No, it was disappointing from East Fremantle's point of view. We wanted them to really come out firing after that loss to South Fremantle. I'm trying to be nice.
Trying to be as composed as ever.
Yeah, no, but if you're a competitive side, if you're a side that's going to be playing finals footy, I listened to Tony McCall with interest the other day, and he basically said that if you're a side that is pushing to play in the finals and wanting to win a premiership, you lose games throughout the year, but you don't get smacked the way they did against East Perth.
That last quarter was a smacking.
It was. And Tony McCall, just a respected coach in the WAFL footy, obviously was at East Fremantle as well, as around there for a really long time. I think he's in the East Fremantle Hall of Fame as well. But
that's right.
He just kind of mentioned as well that, they just didn't have... they weren't putting their body on the line like East Perth did. Yeah, endeavour, whatever you want to call it. East Perth, there was claims that at times in this game they were a bit bullied-like.
Yeah.
I'm not entirely sure, but that's where you kind of push back a little bit. Outside of the Marsh brothers, Jupp, potentially, Erdley, I think you can chuck into this group as well, and Murdoch as well. They were the real 5 that really stood up when they needed to for East Fremantle from like a bully point of view.
Well, the only problem was Murdoch got concussion in the first quarter, didn't come back on. Erdley, I thought, was incredible.
So I'm just talking overall throughout the season that they just don't have those players that just get in and get dirty as much. So I reckon Bill wants to talk to that. He wants them, Bill Monahan, the coach, he really wants them to get in and get dirty and just... really put their bodies on the line, East Fremantle. And I think outside of those, the 5 leaders that they've got there with the Marsh boys, Jupp, Erdley and Murdoch, all the other players have they've really got to go hard at that contested footy and really put their bodies on the line.
The only one that really did on Sunday, to be honest, was Cameron Erdley. I mean, 30 touches, 9 marks. He showing the true leadership that East Fremantle need on a more consistent basis from everybody, not just those 5. On the other side of the coin, we spoke with Tom North earlier. He again was sensational in defence, 16 possessions, 3 marks, 2 tackles, a real reliable shutdown defender mid. Mitch Crowden again was excellent. Angus Schumacher continues on his season best form, 6 marks as well to go with his 32 touches. And also Corey Watts, he really stood up in Scott Jones' absence when Scotty broke his leg in the first 30 seconds of the game. Watts, sensational.
Now, I'm also about giving credit where credit's due. I was speaking to Jacob Landsmere the other day, and he spoke to Simpson, who's playing the reserves for East Fremantle. He actually mentioned on his radio show the other day that, because Simpson obviously transferred over for East Fremantle from East Perth, and he said the thing that they worked on for the 2.5, 3 years that he was there was kicking. And their kicking is elite. East Perth. The times that they got the ball in their 50, they found that open player. Even just that opportunity to kick it over just the top of the heads of the East Fremantle defenders was amazing. So full credit to East Perth. They played outstanding footy on the weekend.
2 very good wins in 2 weeks, and they are now in the top 5, or 4th place, in fact. Now, Swan Districts against Perth on Sunday at Steel Blue Oval. 5 times they had lost by 10 points or less. They finally got a close one.
On the other side, though.
Yeah, Jared Cameron after the siren over there at Steel Blue Oval, and they broke their close game drought. What a great win it was for the Swans.
Yeah, apparently it was a cracker game. I've seen the highlights of this. They had a fair few people there as well. Swan Districts as well. So, like we said, Paul, the difference in a Swan District side that can win games at Steel Blue Oval to a side that can't it's such a hard place to go and play footy and win. So the fact that they're now starting to get a few wins at home is really, really good for them. Some standout players to them. I thought Jarvis Pinner played extremely well.
He's one of my favourites over there at the Swans. I mean, just the ability to deliver under a lot of pressure. That is why I reckon if AFL clubs would be looking at him, you know, age doesn't matter, to be honest with me. Age doesn't matter. If AFL clubs are looking at a player to really spark them up a little bit in defence and in midfield, Jarvis Pena would be that player to be on the radar. I mean, 28 touches, 9 marks, and 4 inside 50s as well. Just shows how versatile he really is, especially when he's got the ball in his hand. High impact player.
Definitely. The other side of it as well, Jack Cooley played a pretty good game.
He did,
30 ball disposals and went forward as well and kicked the goal in that game too. So, yeah, really, really good performance on both sides. We talk about Perth as well, that, you know, they are in a rebuild phase, but against a really quality side in Swan Districts, to only lose by a kick, it's a good position for them to be in, really.
Yeah, absolutely. They've played some very good competitive football over the last month, and it's only netted them 1 win, but they're still, like you said, in that rebuilding phase. They're playing competitive football. They're just getting better and better week in, week out. And I think Peter German, despite the loss, should be happy with the result at least. They got to within a kick against a side that, on paper, is finals quality. And I reckon Perth, down the track, second half of the season, maybe we should see them get some more good wins under their belt and build towards 2024 with great optimism, not just from the players, the coaching staff, but all around the board at the Perth Football Club.
Well, a tough game for them this weekend, obviously taking on Peel. So we think Peel will probably win that one. And then Swan Districts as well, taking on East Fremantle. It's a game that East Fremantle must win.
That'll be a beauty. That'll be a beauty this coming Saturday. And then the final game of round 9. This one was another beauty. It was all wrapped up in the last quarter, however. West Perth, they trailed by some 23 points against South Fremantle. In fact, it was by as much as 30 early on in the game. But vintage Aaron Black, he was
goals.
the difference. What a game.
Yeah, great performance by West Perth. I think we both tipped West Perth as well.
I went with South Fremantle.
Oh, well, there you go, Paul. So
I have to eat my words again.
86-59. They didn't just beat them. That was a statement game by West Perth, especially up at Pentonet Stadium. They've got to win those games up there. It's such a hard place to play footy if you're away. Aaron Black, outstanding. 17 disposals, a goal along with his 3 goals as well. The other player I thought was pretty good, Joseph Hinder, 2 goals as well. He contributed. Luke Meadows played a pretty decent game as well, 23 disposals. And then, you know, if you're just getting really good contribution from Nathan Murray and a few other those players in there as well. Shane Nelson played extremely well, 33 disposals from memory.
And Zach Guadanin as well, especially in the back half when West Perth were having the ball flooded in their defensive 50 for much of that first half. He really held his own and then just ramped up his impact in the second half when it needed.
Yeah, definitely. And then on the other side of it, you know, some pretty good performances. Tom Bletcherden played quite well for South Fremantle. Some of the goal scorers that they had there.
Zach Strom with 3. He played mostly in defence in that game on Monday, last Monday in the Derby at the WACA last Monday week. Then shifted up forward, and like what he did in that Derby, he really turned the game in South's favour in that first half. 3 goals up forward. He kicked 2 late in the third quarter. And I was thinking in the box, okay, South Fremantle are going to get on with the business here. But he was just curtailed in that last quarter.
Yeah, and we talk about Zachary Strom as well. We spoke about him a lot in the East Fremantle, South Fremantle Derby the other day as well. 3 goals to contribute to the scoreboard for him as well. But, yeah, it just wasn't enough for South Fremantle. So they have, this weekend, they have East Perth, like we spoke to Tom about
Danger
before.
Game.
Yeah, I reckon this is going to be a cracker game on Sunday afternoon. I'm glad it's on 7. All the other games, that West Perth and Subiaco this weekend is going to be a good one as well. Perth and Peel, we expect Peel to probably get up in that one, and then
I don't think Peel will get up by that much. I think Perth will be again very competitive. They'll continue that run of getting real close to those high quality sides. I don't think they'll get a win, but they'll really give Peel a run for their money.
And then obviously East Fremantle and Swans. Those 2 teams play pretty good footy whenever they play against
Absolutely.
each other. So it'll be a good game at the WAFL. But yeah, that's the round. Looking forward to round 10.
Round 10, of course, 4 games this coming weekend, and all will be available live, free, and in full on the AFL app. This is Around the Waffle, the official podcast of the West Australian Football League. Now, just before we get to the votes, TC, the ladder as it stands after round 9. Claremont and Subiaco equal on 28 points, but it's Claremont on top, followed by the Lions, and it's Peel Thunder, East Perth and West Perth making up the 5. East Fremantle just outside on percentage, then Swan District, South Fremantle, Perth and West Coast rounding out the bottom half. Now, we go to the Around the Waffle Player of the Year votes for round 9.
Yeah, now for all the hype that you give Zach Clark, you only give him one vote.
Just
you
the
say,
one.
You say he should be up in the Sandover medal count, but you're only giving him one.
Hey, at least he's polling consistent.
That's true. We say you got to win to do it.
Yeah, absolutely. You got to win to do it. So 46 hitouts, again,
marks.
just dominant in the ruck. 17 disposals and 2 goals as well, so we shifted up forward a little bit. 2 votes. Jesse Turner of Swan Districts, 28 disposals, also 9 tackles as well. He's a very physical midfielder. He ain't afraid to throw his body on the line and a goal to boot. 3 votes, Jai Bolton of Claremont, just continuing his outstanding season. Like I said earlier, stepping up in the absence of Bailey Rogers. He's got that responsibility in the midfield solely on him. And what he has done is just really not only lifted himself, but also lifted the team.
I'd like to know how many inside 50s he averages so far for the season. I only got 6 on Saturday, but I'd like to know how many averages. We might bring that for them on Thursday.
Around 6 or 7 inside 50s.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll have a look at that on Thursday when we preview round 10. 4 votes, Aaron Black of West Perth. He is back. Vintage Aaron Black inside 50 in that last quarter. He's not afraid to make that shift up forward when they just need a little extra avenue to goal, West Perth.
No, 100%. And then number 5, you want to go for it?
It's
Corey
the Around the
Watts,
Waffle top gun of round 9, Corey Watts of East Perth. He stood up in the absence of Scott Jones.
He did.
22 hitouts, 19 disposals, 10 tackles as well, 3 marks and 2 inside 50s. A real complete game from Corey Watts.
Pushes him into our top 4.
Absolutely.
So Corey Watts is on 5 points from East Perth, and then he's slowly getting there to Tom North, who was our guest this morning. 8 votes to him sitting in 3rd, 9 to Milan Murdoch from East Fremantle, and we hope he's all right, obviously, as well. And Jai Bolton from Claremont, he leads the way. 2 votes in front, sitting on 11 at the moment.
Yep, you're
Do you reckon
absolutely
that
right.
probably translates a little bit to the Sandover?
Possibly, yes, but still early days in the season.
100%.
It's, of course, Jai Bolton leading for the first time in the Around the Waffle Player of the Year, and we can't wait for the next round of footy, TC, already. 4 games, and all 4 of them are absolute belters.
And the great thing is, I'm just looking at this list. We've got about 35 players who've polled this year in our competition. So it just shows how good the competition is this year and how many players are really pushing from a play point of view and playing really good footy.
And like you always say, TC, with the Player of the Year votes,
win.
you got to win if you want to get those votes.
Yeah, you do.
Absolutely.
So there you go.
Thanks, TC. Another great show from you. I look forward to previewing round 10 with you on Thursday.
Yeah, looking forward to it.
It is a big round, round 10. We can't wait for it, and we'll have a preview for you on Thursday, whether on the BackChat YouTube channel or wherever you get your podcast. Thanks very much for your company. We look forward to your viewership and your listenership when we preview round 10.